Welcome to the channel. For decades, the standard of fine dining was defined by opulence and excess. Truffles flown across continents, rare cuts of meat, and a level of perfection that often produced a staggering amount of waste. Kitchens were the invisible engine of this extravagance, and the trash bin was their dirty secret. But there is a revolution underway. The world's most elite chefs, the masters holding the coveted Michelin stars, are not just trying to reduce waste, they are relentlessly pursuing a concept so radical it is resetting the definition of luxury itself, the zero-waste gourmet. Today we are peeling back the layers on this new era of extreme sustainability in gastronomy. We are exploring the techniques that turn fish bones into broth, carrot tops into caviar, and kitchen scraps into complex new flavor profiles. This is the story of how Michelin chefs are using creative constraints to unlock their greatest culinary innovations, proving that ultimate quality and ethical perfection are now the same thing. Part 1. The new North Star, the Michelin Green Star. This revolution was formalized in 2020 with the introduction of the Michelin Green Star. This is not a reward for merely being efficient. It is recognition for restaurants at the absolute forefront of sustainability, demonstrating radical practices that extend far beyond the plate. The Green Star looks at a restaurant holistically, its resource management, its carbon footprint, its staff welfare, and most crucially, its food waste systems. The standard has flipped. Chefs are no longer aiming for a dish made of exotic imports. They are pursuing a cuisine defined by hyper-local, hyper-seasonal ingredients utilized completely. This shift is turning the once humble, disregarded parts of an ingredient, the stalks, the skins, the seeds, into the most exciting elements on a tasting menu. To earn this Green Star, a chef must present a holistic, uncompromising commitment to circularity. This involves far more than just cooking. Inspectors look for partnerships with regenerative farms, which focus on rebuilding soil health rather than depleting it. They assess the restaurant's environmental footprint, favoring establishments that utilize renewable energy, install sophisticated water and heat recovery systems, and eliminate single-use plastics from their supply chain entirely. True zero-waste chefs understand that the environment is not a separate entity, but an extension of their kitchen. Furthermore, the commitment extends to the social pillar of sustainability, ensuring fair wages, reasonable hours, and a healthy work environment, recognizing that an ethical plate requires ethical labor. This is the bedrock of the entire operation, where sustainability is not a gimmick, but a core operational philosophy. Part 2. The alchemy of the zero-waste kitchen. The pursuit of zero waste is an exercise in extreme creativity. When a chef commits to using 100% of a raw ingredient, they must invent new ways to process components that traditional cooking would discard. This has led to the revival and perfection of ancient preservation and preparation techniques. Technique 1. Fermentation in preservation. In the zero-waste gourmet kitchen, the fermentation lab is as important as the stove. The core philosophy of this technique is giving unwanted ingredients a second, often more complex life. The power of koji and miso. Chefs are fermenting vegetable scraps, carrot peels, leek greens, or onion skins, with koji spores to create house-made misos and garums. These are intense, savory pastes and sauces that replace store-bought seasonings, adding layers of rich umami while simultaneously diverting hundreds of pounds of food waste from the compost bin. Vinegar from scraps, excess fruit cores, and peels that would otherwise rot are being turned into vibrant, complex vinegars. This not only avoids waste, but also gives the kitchen a bespoke, unique acid component for vinaigrettes or pickles that is unlike anything they could purchase. Technique 2. Nose to tail, root to stem. The ethical and economic goal is a total yield. This means applying the nose-to-tail approach, traditionally reserved for butchery, to the entire plant kingdom. Whole vegetable utilization. Consider the beet. The root is roasted for the main course. The stems and leaves, or beet tops, are lightly wilted and served as a garnish, or they are processed into a rich pesto. Even the earthy peelings are used to infuse oil or create a deep, earthy broth used in a sauce or consommé. The philosophy is simple: One delivery of produce must generate 2 or 3 components for the menu. Fish butchery revolution. Legendary zero-waste seafood chefs, such as Josh Nealand, are transforming the use of fish. They employ dry aging techniques to improve yield from 50% to over 90%. This radical approach means using fish eyes for crispy macarons, curing the roe into batarga, and using the bones to create fish-flavored noodles or savory jus, ensuring that almost every element of the fish is either cooked or transformed. Technique 3. Closed-loop systems and composting. The most advanced zero-waste kitchens operate as mini ecosystems. For some, like Restaurant Nolla in Helsinki, whose name literally means zero, there are no customer trash bins at all. Every component is sorted and managed. This requires a meticulously designed closed-loop system. Organic kitchen waste, what little remains after radical utilization, is processed through on-site industrial composters or specialized aerobic food digesters. The resulting nutrient-rich soil or water is then either used for the restaurant's small herb garden or, crucially, given back to the local farms that supply them. This completes the cycle, returning the organic matter to the soil from which it came, eliminating landfill contributions, improving true circularity. Furthermore, many elite kitchens employ advanced AI monitoring systems like Winnow, which use cameras to track exactly what is thrown away, providing data that allows chefs to adjust purchasing and preparation strategies, cutting preventable food waste by up to 50% before it even occurs. Another powerful zero-waste sourcing strategy involves championing underutilized or ecologically challenging ingredients. This includes using cosmetically ugly produce that farmers cannot sell, or, more creatively, cooking with invasive species, such as certain crabs or freshwater fish, thereby turning a local environmental problem into a delicious culinary solution. Part 3. From Excess to Essence. The new definition of luxury. The movement spearheaded by pioneers like René Redzepi of the now-evolving Noma, who famously set up an on-site fermentation lab and foraging teams, has proven that constraint breeds flavor. The ultimate zero-waste dish is defined by its honesty and its story. The diner is not just eating a beautiful plate of food, they are consuming the direct result of a chef's labor and a philosophical commitment to the planet. The luxury is found in the rarity of a complete cycle, knowing that the energy expended to grow, harvest, and prepare that ingredient has been honored fully, with nothing left to waste. This commitment transforms the chef's role from a culinary artist into an environmental activist and educator. Chefs are leveraging the prestigious platform of fine dining to shift the diner's perception of value. They communicate the waste-to-flavor story directly on the menu, highlighting the journey of the ingredient. Historically, chefs like Dan Barber, through his seminal Wasted Pop-Ups, demonstrated this power, serving dishes made entirely from food scraps, from stale bread rinds to vegetable tops, forcing the public and the industry to reevaluate what we consider disposable. Moreover, the zero-waste philosophy changes the culture of the kitchen itself. Young cooks trained in these Michelin Green Star kitchens learn that creativity is mandatory, that efficiency is paramount, and that respect for the ingredient is the highest form of craftsmanship. This is the legacy, training a new generation of culinary leaders who view the environment not as a resource to be consumed, but as a partner in their gastronomic journey. The economic model is equally compelling. While the upfront labor in fermentation and meticulous processing is high, the cost savings on ingredients, combined with the premium that guests are willing to pay for this new, ethical, high-end experience, is proving to be a sustainable business model. Conclusion. So has the Michelin-starred restaurant finally abandoned its history of excess? The answer is yes. The new global standard for fine dining is clarity, not just of flavor, but of conscience. The zero-waste gourmet is the ultimate artist, using scarcity as the paint, transforming what was once trash into treasure, and proving that the path to the most exquisite plate runs directly through the path of most responsible sustainability. Let me know your thoughts on this culinary revolution in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the most ethical corner of fine dining, please hit that like button, share this video, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next expose on the shifting definitions of ultimate luxury. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.